Mobsters, this is the boss of bosses coming to you today with a live stream going over the June Kansas City Massacre event. How's everyone doing today? Getting this started, got a couple people already in the show. So the event's almost over. We got roughly 17 hours left, a little over 17 hours. The event is, I think, been kind of fun. There's definitely some tweaks that I want to do to it, make it a little bit better for the next round that we'll do, the competitive round, where it'll be a much quicker pace and it'll use your stats. So here we go. Let's see who joins us tonight to hang out and chat. So I saved up an attack. I had an attack shortly before the stream, so I just saved it. And I'm not actually going to attack. I'm just going to heal one of my teammates who's super low, get him healed up, and then we'll get ready to finish these last 4 bots off. Hopefully before nighttime, before I go to bed. We'll start the next wave. I don't know if we're going to make it through wave 16. It's getting pretty tough over here. The higher the waves you go, the harder it gets. But, so what's everyone been thinking about the event? Let me know in the chat. I definitely thought it was something different. Provided a little, some different options that you can normally do from some of the other events. I like that it wasn't quite, you versus another team specifically, like you attacking another team. I felt like it made it a lot more relaxed. I think the timing of being able to attack every hour, I think was pretty good. I think it made it where it wasn't so time crunch. So if you didn't think like you were going to be that active, like this was a perfect event for that. So I did like that. Some things I definitely think I'm going to tweak is how often the FBI agents can attack. I think the time, I just set it to being double whatever the players is. I think for at least the fun event, I don't know if I'm going to mess with it before the competitive event where you're attacking a lot more frequently. I might change it for then too, but I'm just thinking that the amount, how often the FBI agents attack should be based on how many players you have in there. So, so here we are. We're at wave 15. We might go to wave 16 and actually get it, and before the event ends, and then we might stay alive this entire time during the event, which isn't ideal. Because then I want it to be challenging, and I felt like this was a little fun, but I didn't really feel too much of a threat of needing to make sure I was on every hour making the attack, and I didn't feel like if I didn't log in that there was really much concern. Obviously, I don't think I've been too crazy active during the event, but I was semi-active and I was able to get quite a bit of attacks in. But here we are, we're at wave 15, the highest wave completed by, or up to by anyone so far, and we haven't lost even any of the other teams. Like, no one has had to restart, so that makes me think that the event is just a little bit too slow for the FBI agents' attack time. So that way they should be attacking a little bit more frequently. So that way it's more of a challenge, and you gotta start over and see how far you can go. And there might be different iterations of how many attempts of getting up to a new high max wave and everything. So that'll be something that I'll be looking at for the other change. Other than that, like I feel like the attacking, the damage that the agents do and that the players can do is good. I like the heal feature. That's new compared to some of the other events. So I like that. So overall, I think it was good. Obviously, can use some tweaks and see what we can do to make this event a little bit more fun. If anyone has any feedback, just let me know on any of the aspects of the event overall, the attack times, because this is different from any of the other fun events that we've done so far, where they were still the same. Like basically every 10 minutes you could do some kind of activity, and this was a delayed one. So this is the first one of that. So lots of little new things to try this event and see how they go, what you guys' thoughts are, and then yeah, I mean that's it. Pretty simple event. Um, Nothing too crazy, but I at least had fun. Again, I think if it was a little bit more challenging, I think it would have been a lot more fun. In my testing, I was having a lot of fun playing the event. I made the attacks just because I was doing testing. I was making it like I think I set it for a minute, a tad early. Yeah, well, I said it anywhere in between uh, reset and 12:30 game time. So I was able to get ready about like 8:15. I think it started roughly. It's only been going for a little bit. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, I was just rambling on pretty much by myself until you showed up, Ron, and just going over the event. My thoughts on it, things that I liked, things that I think that I could see differently, and now I was just asking for feedback because I've got looks like 3 people watching right now. You're the first to comment, and you just joined. So a couple people are watching silently. That's okay. We'll call that lurking. They're lurking in the background. And then yeah, and then I figured I don't know how long I'll live stream. Depends on how many people show up, the chatter going on. As long as it's fun, I'll go for a while. Otherwise, this will probably be like also like my weekly update basically. I'll go over some stuff that's been going on. Ray and I actually have some crazy things happening. I think the attack frequency was a good balance, especially when the larger waves were coming in. Yeah, I like that. I for an event that is supposed to be fun and laid back with stats provided. I think it makes sense to have the attack time be a little bit slower than the competitive. I'm not sure if I like an hour. Maybe I'll try a half hour next fun event. Not sure, but I did like that it was much slower. I felt like people who might not be as active might be more excited to try this event out. And if they never do the competitive, then that's fine. But at least they get to experience this. Where if it's the same attack time, and I feel like people who don't have all the time in the world, they might not be able to or want to join an event knowing that they're not going to be able to participate much. So I think that's a big thing is trying to get it so everyone can try and enjoy the event, whether they're how busy they are. We are getting into the summer months, so it is going to be most people might be getting busy trying to be outdoors more. I know we have been. The weather has been off and on, but we've had some beautiful days. So it's been fun. Um, hey there, Minx. Like yesterday, uh, we had ordered some caterpillars that would turn into a butterfly and a whole butterfly kit, and they had hatched a few days ago. They had been feeding, and we just released those yesterday. So that's something fun that we did with the kids yesterday outdoors. We released the butterflies and watched them fly around. So hopefully we see them in the yard at some point. That they didn't just completely abandon us. But yeah, we've been spending a lot of time outdoors now that it's nice out. So I think this was also a good pace for people as it's getting warmer. Let's see what else was I gonna say about the attacks. Yeah, the larger waves there's a lot more agents, so it should get crazier. It definitely like when I was doing the testing of this, it was I did teams of 3 just for testing purposes, and I did one test run where I only had one account active making attacks, and then I had And I did one trial run with where I was doing two players attacking and see how high into the waves I could get. And I had a lot of fun trying to get through there and see how far I could survive by myself. And I would make the attacks every minute, so like I just did a great like run of basically running through the event as quickly as possible. And I forget what waves I got up to for each one of those tries, but it was fun because especially when you get to the first few waves are basically a cakewalk. Um, would give the impression you were about to rob a bank. um, yeah. Uh, it's those masks that you got to wear out in public. That's lifting, at least in New York. I don't know how it is in Michigan, but um, most places here, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. So it's starting to lighten up. But that was my mask that I wore for several months of the COVID. I wish I'd gotten it at the beginning. I wasn't even thinking, but it was like towards the end of this, I decided that I was gonna, I might as well wear a mask that says something. Um, and I figured why not try and like advertise. And I had a few people ask me about it, be like, "Oh, what's on your mask?" And then I'd go into my spiel, and I don't think it brought anyone in, but whatever. It was worth a shot. Only businesses can have restrictions. Oh, that's good. Nice, not bad. Yeah, I think we're getting close to being like no mask required at all anymore. Maybe for bigger events they still will, um but yeah, I like the mask. And yeah, it would look kind of funny with this get up, putting the mask on, and then but it'd be hard to try and do a video with that. It's hard enough hearing people when they when the mask is on. I have a hard time. So if you don't speak up, like I can't hear people when they talk, and probably vice versa when I don't talk loud enough. We are still on lockdown. Yeah, I heard Canada was pretty bad. Someone was telling me recently. I don't know why we were talking about Canada. Someone we knew or something. Oh, it was a company. There's a company near us that is their home base is Canada, and they are completely restricted, and they wear masks no matter what. And it's because that's basically what's going on in Canada, the regulations in Canada, so they mimic that. Um, she thinks it's funny. I mean, I'm just getting warmed up really when it comes to the persona. I eventually, as I get more comfortable doing this, because this is a little anxious for me to do these. Like typically, even before I start a video, like I kind of want to cancel and I don't want to do it. And that's just recording videos, but doing the live stream, it's even worse. So as I get more comfortable doing it, I'm going to create more and more of a persona and develop more and more of a fun character that'll be funny and entertaining, and just really like kind of kooky, just to be fun and goofy, I guess. Just be a character and have fun. Right now, I'm more just kind of a little tamed, a little laid back, just because I still haven't got comfortable with doing this yet. But in time, it'll come around. I've tried to get her to do similar stuff to this, and she's not too much interested. Your person's job will soon become natural. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't ever do presentations or need to speak. Uh, we have some meetings, but they're usually smaller, and it's never in front of like the entire people in the meeting. I'll be sitting at my spot or seat at the table, and everyone else will be sitting around the table. So like it's not as bad. Like I have no problem talking like that. I don't really like being the center of attention when I'm out and around people in public. So, but yeah, as this happens, I've watched a lot of videos, and uh, as I was starting to get into creating these videos and then doing this live streaming, and I've watched people how they are now, and I've gone back and watched how they were in their very beginning uh, videos, and it's night and day. Like everyone basically starts off really nervous, anxious, like they don't know what to expect. They don't, they're worried about how it's gonna look and how they're gonna present themselves, and and then it just takes time, and then they find their groove, and then they're really, then they get really good at it. At least the ones that you find that you do like when you go back watch their stuff. Welcome, John. Welcome. But yeah, it's definitely something that'll come along. I'm confident that just I just need some more practice, some more repetitions of doing this, probably more frequently, which I will be starting on the next few months. So seeing that I keep bouncing around. So Maria and I actually just put in an offer on a house on Sunday, and it was accepted on Tuesday. So we are buying a house and moving finally, and we will be closing at the end of September, and so we'll have our own house again. So very exciting stuff. We've been super busy. That's why I haven't been around much. The weekly videos has been hard. We've been constantly like house visiting, and now we're going through the process of getting all the paperwork and all that set up. So we got a lot going on. So been busy taking care of that. But once we do move, I have an area in the house that we bought. Hey, what's up? What's up, Blazing? I thought you fell asleep. um, so in the house that we're getting, there's a room down in the basement that's perfect that I'm gonna be setting up as my office, and we'll be getting faster internet that we have at Mariah's dad's house because that's where we're at right now. So we can pillage Kansas City. Yeah, end of September, we'll be moving. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So here, like, so right now for the last almost year and a few months, a couple months, we moved it, we sold our house, and in the meantime we were saving up. We are helping Amanda or Maria's dad out. We moved in with him shortly after his wife and Maria's mom passed away, and we've been living here helping out and saving up for the next house. And so the internet here is a little slow, especially if multiple people are using it. So it's been hard to also create videos because it doesn't quite load up, and the streaming is extremely hard. What's up, Teflon Don? I was nearly asleep though. Was pouring myself a drink after work. Retracted. Can you retract your own comments? No, I don't think I've seen that. So So yeah, it's gonna be nice. We finally will have a house. We've been pretty cramped. This is a small house that we've been staying in. We've been basically kind of confined to a tiny little space. Like I use a green screen that's set up behind me. I have to set that up every time to make a video and then take it down. So everything's a big time thing. So I'm gonna have when I have my own office, I'll be able to just go in and just it'll all be set up and be ready to go. I will not only will I be doing the streaming for this game, but I'm also going to get into streaming other stuff because gonna need another source of income because the house that we bought's pretty high on our budget, so it's gonna be a little tight for a little bit. So I'm gonna be working hard on everything, trying to get things going. Too, but I came in right around the hole where I am. Oh, like well, my timing sucks. Yeah, good job. Um, so and I don't know, like, let's see who's in here. So Minx, Ron, you guys you might remember. He played for quite a few rounds, not the whole time, but he played for a few rounds. He went by the name Old Man. That was Maria's dad. He played the game for a little bit there for a couple rounds. We moved in with him. Yes, yeah, Ron. I've known him for quite a while. I knew that he was getting sick, and um, there was a poster. I think it was a post or a video, but I did mention that you know the reason why I did this big reveal and big announcement that there was now a moderator, and then she hasn't been able to perform any of those duties was because of that. Shortly after she became a moderator, she then found out, her husband got really sick, and so that's why she's been very low key and everything. So she's had that going on. But Coochie and I talk pretty regularly, and Coochie and I also talk personally. So yeah, I knew it's very sad, but she had a good few last days with him, and was able to fulfill all his last wishes, and so she's very pleased and grateful for that. So at least she was able to get him home and have his last few days together and at home. So yeah, she's Coochie's the best. Coochie's been here since day one, and she has always been a ride or die girl. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot about that. Blazing, that you guys know Old Man from Torn. So yeah, so we moved in with him for a little bit, quite a bit. I mean, a year and like it'll be a year and a half by the time we actually move. So it's a long time to not have your own house and your own space, but it's been good. It was very positive for everyone involved. It's just now we're ready to move, and it's exciting. She's not so bad as stubborn when I told her to focus on her family and not us. Yeah, she is. She is a bit crazy, but that's why we love her. Yep, yep. Yeah, well, we actually haven't paid rent, so that was one of the biggest things, and the only reason why we were even able to look for a house right now and get one is because we were able to live with him for as long as we have. All we had to do was just pay our bills, student loans, cars, and that's it. And then so it's been good. Been very very fortunate. So now we get to move into our next house, and we're super excited. The kids are excited. So definitely looking forward to that next adventure. But then I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna start streaming other things, other games. I think I'm gonna do it on Twitch. So if anyone, I know if, obviously a few of you have Twitch, I know personally. But yeah, I'll probably be creating well, I have a Twitch account, but I'm gonna be setting it up to probably live stream, probably starting in October at some point. So the next few months is getting Omerta ready, and then getting myself set up and ready to be able to start streaming regularly. Try and grow that brand, and hopefully between if I can get that going and get people in, I can then funnel them into Mafia Omerta and get that going. Um, but things are gonna be crazy. Yeah, I know you have Twitch. That's why I said I know a few of you definitely personally do have Twitch. I was thinking about maybe doing it on Facebook on the Facebook page that I had, but there's so many issues with Facebook streaming that I don't think I'm going to do that. And YouTube isn't really much for streaming; it's more for videos. Um, so I probably I won't be doing streaming on YouTube. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going to Twitch when I go into the streaming world, regularly streaming. So, but I'll still do this stuff like the Mafia Omerta, like these events. I'll still be doing on YouTube, just because it's easier. Not everyone has Twitch, so it's easier for people to do that. So yeah, YouTube you don't grow basically on streaming at all. Facebook is really good in the beginning for your growth, but then after you get so far, then they basically kind of cut the cords on you. So, and then there's nonstop issues with Twitch or Facebook. So there's just a lot of negative. I joined their Facebook support group, like Facebook's own page for streaming, and every day there's someone complaining about a glitch of this or that and issues with this and that. So it just seemed like it'd be too much of a pain and too unreliable. So yeah, no, Murray. But overall, sorry, again, I'm gonna just jump around between different topics. But Ron, yeah, Maria supports me doing this and thinks it's fun, streaming and doing these videos, and she's excited because Maria and myself are complete opposites when it comes to socialism, or not socialism, but being social. She is a social butterfly completely through and through, and I'm an introvert big time. So Anytime we have to go new places or meet new people, like she makes best friends within seconds, and I'm it takes me a while to warm up to people and be comfortable to be able to talk and like let my personality shine. So um, Maria's gone for the weekend. Final boss is gone. Boss of bosses is running the house, all free to do whatever. I'd laugh so much if she was in here right now. If she just joined, yell at me. But she went and she was visiting some friends this weekend, so she'll be back on Sunday. But yeah, that's where she's at. But even when I do the live streaming, she only pops in. I think she's only popped in once in any of my videos or my live streaming. She's not a fan of being in front of the camera. Mini bosses are in bed. Uh, well, one of them's in bed. The other one's actually behind the green screen, playing on his tablet before bed. But he'll be going to bed pretty soon. I'll be hollering over to him to head to bed. But yeah, a lot of things are gonna change from like a video presentation, the YouTube videos once we do move. I got plans. I got some fun stuff. I'm gonna do some fun videos, like recreating famous mob scenes in the movies with the mini bosses and the final boss, and just we'll each play like different parts, and we'll create fun videos. And then I've got another series that I'll be starting is like the mob family, and we'll just create just random fun scenes of pretending that we're all mobsters, even the little kids pretending they're mobsters. So I got some fun ideas to make some fun content beyond just, hey, this is what's going on in the game. So um, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to getting to that point. Did you look at the worst suggestions? Yeah, yeah. I read through them. I think they're gone now from the board, but I did. Oh no, did it go away? Oh, wrong one. Whirlpool. Yep. Yeah, I read through those. Yeah, I'm taking a look. Um, I haven't made any decisions yet. It's something that I'm going to be working on real soon. I want to finish the chat because I don't like this whole setup. I don't like, and it was never meant to be a permanent thing anyway. It was just just to at least get something in there. Um, yeah, I can bump it. I mean, I don't think it's close to leaving. It's only been 3 days, but I'll bump it. Um, but yeah, I want to finish the family chat, get that where I want it. I want the chat to be down at the bottom of your screen, something that you can minimize, maximize. Um, and so that way, no matter what screen you're on, your family rankings, hospital, no matter what, like I want the chat to always be down here available, so you can be talking and being on different screens, different like attacking, whatever, like everywhere in the game, like that's where the chat will be, is at the bottom, and you can minimize it, maximize it, and navigate through the site that way. Um, so once I did do that, because then that will really open up the game from being able to actually interact with, say, newer players, members of your family. Don't make them drop off. Harsh. Um. Uh. Um. So yeah, I want to get the family chat done. I think that'll be huge for the game to be able to actually talk to your family members, get to know them, and be able to like actually build that relationship, because that's what really, these games are only got so much going on, so much excitement going on, that um it's really the bonds and the friendships that you create in these games that really keep you in them. So but this game is hard to really communicate. Mail isn't that effective, family board isn't that effective, so it really needs that chat system to really bring it up. So that's why it's really important that I get that done. And then once I get that done, I think any of the major stuff has been fixed. I think, could be wrong. again, I've been so busy doing the house hunting thing and doing all that. Um, yeah, fixed that during that last war. Stealing business back on home turf. Yep. So I think I fixed the main things that were the biggest issue going in the event or going in the game. So I think the war is the next thing. Um, I want to make war a lot. I want to make it more fun. I want to kind of change it up how it is now. Um, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I have some ideas. I have some concepts that like I'm kind of running through, but I don't. But every one I come up with, like it doesn't quite work because of the style of the game. So I gotta find the right happy medium and figure it out. But wars will be next, and I think that will be a big thing. And in that, probably in that update, it will probably one it'll change wars, how they function, how you can get a war going. Because this last war, even though both families wanted to go to war, it took forever to get that war to kick off. Like, oh my, I didn't think it was ever going to happen. It was taking so long. Like, it was painful for me, and I was on the outside. Katona had nothing to do with the war, and it was bad. Not funny at all, Taylor. Um, so yeah, so I can only imagine how frustrating and slow and boring that was for the people actually in La Rosa and Savello to have a war that you guys both wanted but couldn't ever trigger it. So that'll be changed, and then trying to make it more engaging, more fun. Also making it not so time dependent as well, because with the way the wars are, some of the reasons why Black Hand decided to leave or not leave, but like drop the family was because they didn't have the time to spend on a game all day. And basically, with that war, like you can't the war system, like you want to stay on all day because you're hoping to catch them coming over and get a free kill or war life steal off of not using a sanction. So it was a it was a huge time crunch on people, and it made it where war was tedious instead of fun. So an override button that both Dons would push to agree. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I could always do that. Yeah. There. I mean, I have some ideas of how to make it where you can get a war happening if both families actually want it. Time for a Zerilli Catone war. Possibly. I don't know. I don't think they want war though. But um, I was looking. I was waiting for this war to get over, give it some time, and then I was gonna be looking to see which family wanted to war us. We haven't war La Rosa yet, so and now that Zerilli's in the game, like we haven't obviously warred them yet, so those would be the two that we'd want to war. But as me being admin, like I'm not pushing war on anyone that doesn't want war. So it would have to be another family that would be interested in actually warring, because I'm not trying to upset or piss anyone off. I do that just by being me. So not even trying, but I make it happen anyway. So I don't need to add to that flame by pushing war on a family that doesn't want it. So Zerilli would have to want the war. Um, and John, what character are you? I recognize the name, but I can't. I'm not pinging exactly what character you are tied to. Just that way, I can tie the name to your game name, so I know who I'm talking to. But yeah, so wars. The goal is to make it fun, but to take the things that are good about it, because there are a lot of things that I love about the war that I have set up, and uh, so I'm gonna be looking to take those types of things that are positive and then develop them into a new concept, a new mechanic to make it just again to make it more fun, to make it actually something worthwhile, but something that's not going to literally make you want to be on all day. Oh, quiet silence. What's up, buddy? Nice. So we got yeah. So we're doing pretty good. Obviously, we're winning the event so far. Um, Those comments are not showing up here. Those comments are not showing up here. What comments, Ron? I'm not sure what comments you're talking about. So what else did I want to make sure I went over today? So yeah, so obviously family chat. Then I'm gonna work on the war, and then I think I'm gonna probably work on after that. I might work on either maybe some more mini games to add into the game, or I might work on role play. But actually, before I probably work on either of those two things, I'll probably work on a lot of like simple fixes that players have asked for, just quality of life updates that make things a little bit easier to understand or easier to play, less clicks or something. I've got a list of things that won't take too much time, so I'll probably whip through a bunch of those, get those fixed on the events about the war questions. Trash is into role play in real life. Oh, like, yeah. So, I got a bunch of fun ideas for the gameplay, the role play. Minx, like, so you're one of the people that have a role play going. And I saw that you commented. I gotta read it and then keep it and then add the next section. But Minx, what do you think about the role play so far? And then if anyone, oh, and Quiet Silence, you have one as well. So what are your guys' thoughts on them so far? One thing, the next version of it is I think, gonna make it a lot more exciting. And not more exciting, but just make a little bit more sense. Wrong one. Someone I thought responded. Oh, all right. So it's Quiet Silence that responded that I gotta respond back to and go through. Invite others onto the threads if they stop moving. Yeah. I want to give it time. Completely end a thread, and a thread and a role play thread is gonna run its course, and then it's gonna need to end anyway. No, John. So you are doing good, and that's why you keep getting rewarded. And same with Minx. Why do I keep clicking on the wrong one? Let's see the mugging. Yeah, this one. So, all right. So if you see the yellow, which you're getting the mail saying that you were rewarded. So what determines your success on if this is red, which unfortunately all of yours has been red, but your role plays have been good. I haven't read this yet. I do need to read it and respond. But all these other ones, you've been rewarded. And if we go and look at the one with Minx, she started out red and then she's had a couple green. So what determines this right now, and is the thing that will be updated in the next version, is this is based on how many times you have role played and been rewarded. So the more you role play, the more likely you are to pass. And just like other aspects of the game, once you have so much role play rewards, you've been rewarded so many times, you'll always pass. So like Minx might be at that point now because this wasn't the first time that she'd made any kind of post on the message board role playing. So she had gotten rewards in the past. So she was already probably at a higher percent. She might still fail. Like her next one could fail. What's up, Gatson? So it all depends. But so that's it. Like that's what determines what you're successful are at. So the role play, what I'm going to be doing for like basically role play 2.0 is um, is that I'm going to make this be a lot more detailed. So some of the mini games that I'm going to be there's going to be other mini games, but then the role play mini games I'm going to be adding I'll be adding in a whole new set of stats that you have, and they're just for role play stats. So like they might be stealth, intelligence might be another one that's just used over. Strength, accuracy. There will be trying to think of some other like role play type things. Maybe speed, like how quick you are. All these different types of stats that could determine how good a character is at doing something. And these mini games that I'll be adding, you just play those, and by playing those, you'll earn those role play stats, and then you can come to the boards and role play, and you'll have an idea basically of how successful you will be at with your character at doing the role play. So like if you've worked like stealth, like you'll want to try and role play and using the stealth option to stealth out of whatever predicament you're in. So like you couldn't use stealth to be like, well, I'm gonna punch this person. I'm gonna use my stealth stat because my stealth stat's higher. Like you gotta use the right one, and it'll all get built in. But then it'll be a lot more controlled, and you'll know. So like you'll be developing an actual character, and making them a certain way. So if there's accuracy, and I'll be trying to when I do all this and add this, which who knows how long it'll be before this gets added in. That's just the next version of this role play to bring it to the next level, is allowing for you guys to actually be able to know what you're going to be successful at, and so you can pick and choose what you build on your character for the role play aspects. So I'm pretty excited for that. Now we just need to get more of these going. And if anyone wants to do one, or you have an idea for the next one for yourself or whatever, just mail me, and I'll start one up. So it can be, we can role play any kind of scenario, any kind of aspect, whatever you think would be fun. You just gotta let me know. I did I started off with, I just picked one person from each family that had set up their account to say that they wanted to role play with admin, and I just started it off to hopefully do this in the meantime. And I'm hoping, in time, Coochie will be able to start taking this on as well, and we'll be making the message board at least fun and interesting for people to read and to go through. So yeah, John, you're doing good. It's just you need to get some more role play going before, and then you'll start passing. And then you'll pass every time. Basically, you'll once you pass every time, you'll be basically dictating where the story goes, and then I'll just be reciprocating basically how to lead it to the next direction or to the next step. But you'll be driving it. Where right now, if you're failing, like I'm in the controls, so I completely control where it goes. So yeah, but I'm glad you guys are at least having fun with it, and that you guys are enjoying the role play. So that's good to know. It makes it where I'll definitely want to keep it up. And like I said, like once Coochie is back on her feet and she's able to, she'll be creating some of her own as well. So hopefully, like we can keep this going, keep the fun going, keep the good vibes. So, let's see. Let me just catch up on chat. Yeah, there is, and Ron, there is a way to invite people into threads. Any of the people who are messaging, like they can bring in someone into the thread, and then I can then add them into it, and then they will have the rights to be able to comment on. So it's just no one had done that yet. Just no one that, at least that I've caught up on, has brought someone else into their thing. And Gatson, speaking of that intro, that first ad video that you did, it eventually got taken down. It got a copyright strike. So that's why it's no longer on the channel. Yeah, I'm getting parched. Let's see. So what else can we can go over? I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Those are the big things that I got on the to-do list. That's high on the to-do list. But again, I mean, I have my to-do list is massive. There's a lot of things that I want to do. Little things to change different things up, make things slightly better, or big changes to really bring the game to the next level. So definitely a lot to do. see. Oh, decent amount of people online. It would be nice when things really get going. Was it a couple days ago? I think I saw 13 or 14 people online, which is, it's been a long time since I've seen that many people online. So it was good to see. Um, Hopefully the game is bouncing back. This has been a crazy year. Started off really big, and then it slowly kind of trickled down, and the retention rate wasn't very good. It's just a bum. Um, you know, there was a lot of issues with the game and a lot of things that made it more stressful and less fun. And so it was hard to keep any new players. And it's also small, so it is hard for a game this size to actually grow because a lot of players want to play a game with a lot of players. They view a game with low players as something that's not going to be fun and not successful. So it being small is also a detriment to itself on growth. So I'm hoping, in the next couple months, so with all the recent changes, all the updates, making war fun, making the family chat in there, I'm hoping it really launches the game. So yeah, I mean, then there's the boss of bosses. I'm gonna be basically dropping, at least in the game, dropping my title, and I'll just be going to just admin instead of boss of bosses. I'll still keep the character as when I do my videos as the boss of bosses, but I'll be dropping it from the game and just being the admin, and because I'm gonna be creating a event, not event, it's not an event, but kind of creating a season, if you will, or a round. I would definitely won't be calling it a round, but a season of a game. And basically, in that, it's going to dictate, or not dictate, it's going to be. I'm trying to, and I've got a pretty good idea. Again, I got to finalize it, but I've got a pretty good idea of what I want to do for basically assigning or not signing, for a family winning that title of being the boss of bosses. And then with that will come perks to being the boss of bosses. And in each season, it'll be a different thing that you basically got to do win to win that. So, in the family that wins, the Don becomes the boss of bosses, and that family is the family of the boss of bosses. And so, but I'm going to be taking basically what was really good about rounds, that first aspect. Uh oh. Uh oh. I may have lost the stream. Let's see. Am I still there? All right. Just cool. On my end, my stream basically froze for some reason. But I'm glad. Thank you, QS, letting me know that I am still here. But so taking that fun aspect of how the rounds were, where those first couple weeks were exciting and people were super active because they were trying to get their family established and grow and then take over the territories that they wanted and compete. Um, Oh, that's good. So yeah, it was just completely on my end, which is, and again, why like when we do move, like I'll have better internet and I will be able to actually set this up and much smoother. Because right now it is a little shoddy. So um, I look forward to having better internet and a better setup. But taking those good aspects of that of around starting and creating a gameplay based off that kind of idea and that concept and building that into this competition for being the boss of bosses. So, um, Again, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it. I don't know the time frame. I just have a general idea, and I got to work out the details. But basically, when a season starts, it'll start. You'll be competing, whatever that competition is, and I'm going to be changing it up every season, so that way it's not the same thing over and over. In that season, say just for example, it might go for like 2 months. So at the end of the 2 months, a boss of bosses is declared. Their family now receives the perks of being the boss of bosses and winning that competition. And then there will be a month off where nothing will happen. It'll just be status quo. They'll basically have the perks guaranteed for a month, and then another season will start. And I don't know if I'll drop the perks as soon as the season starts or just leave them there until the next one is crowned. I'll probably just leave it there until the next one's crowned. But then when the next season starts, it is the competition for declaring and see who the next boss of bosses is going to be. So that will be another big fun item that I'll be adding into the game. And a family doesn't have to participate if they don't want to. So they're not active enough, or that's not something that interests them, then they don't have to participate. So it's another one of those things that will be different, but it will be engaging and require some activity and require that teamwork, a family working together, trying to push the bounds of creating the next thing. So yeah, so that's a big one that will be coming, fairly quickly. And then with the new wars, friendly wars, being able to just do a war for fun where no one dies, you just basically just pretend you're going to war. Stuff like that, just to give you guys more things to do if you wish to. But if you don't, you're too busy, you just don't do them. You basically opt out. Um, so things will definitely be picking up, and I'll continue to work on current features and making sure if they need any tweaks, any updates, I'll still be doing that. Um, but yeah, getting Mafia Omerta to grow is a big priority. I want to get to goal right now is 100 players that log in within 24 hours, and last time I logged in we were at 30, so we need 70 more players to also have logged in within 24 hours. So that is the goal. On YouTube, need to get 100 people, so that way I can change the URL from a ridiculously long string to Mafia Omerta, and then I'm going to get business cards, and then that's going to be a whole marketing thing as well. So a lot going on. I got a lot of things I'm going to be working on and pushing to the next level as soon as I can. Yeah, I mean, I think the game is doing well. I have fun playing it, and that's the important thing. Is I wanted to make a game that I found fun, and and then I wanted to be able to share that with others, and hopefully they have fun playing it. So I'm very appreciative and very excited about where the game is at now, and just excited to watch it grow finally. Um, I think it will. I think once I get these next few updates in, the message board will hopefully become light-hearted again and fun instead of all this negativity. And so when new players come in, if they see all that negativity, they're probably not going to stick around. So that's a detriment to the game, just having all the negative things on the message board. So this will be good for the game to get this role play going and get the fun positivity going. Um, so yeah, it's heading in the right direction. I mean, I feel as every time I might take 2 steps forward, and sometimes I'll take a step back. But I feel like at the end of the day, after time goes by, the game has made progress and the game is moving forward. I think this game, as of right now, is a much better game, much more fun game than when I launched it in September. So that's all I got to keep doing is just keep making the changes, keep trying to push it forward and make it better, and eventually, it'll finally click. It'll finally start growing. I'm hoping with once I get these updates in, I'm going to start marketing it. I'm going to start, branching out, start making a lot of connections, And then when we move and I start streaming, that's gonna be another avenue to funnel people in because I'm gonna dress just like this, and eventually people are gonna come across me from different avenues through Twitch, and they're like, "Hey, why you dress like that?" Oh, well, I dress like this because I also have a Mafia themed text-based game that you should go check out. So I'm hoping that streaming, not only will it be another source of revenue, but it will also funnel more players into Omerta. So lots going on, so much to be excited for lately. Very excited. So just one moment, I gotta send the little one to bed. All right. The last mini boss still standing at 9:16 at night is finally going to bed. But he's gonna come in and say hi real quick. He just gotta get a shirt on. It's hot. It's hot here, so shirts are optional. But for videos online, shirts are not optional. So he's about to go get a shirt on, and he's gonna come in and say hi to everyone. He asked. He thinks it's fun. I'll be going to bed soon. Yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be getting pretty late for you. What is it? Oh, it's 1 a.m. I think more. So, alright. Yep, you're right there. Just look at. Say, you gotta speak up. You gotta say it loud.
Hi. Oh, it's
Oh, 2 a.m. Oh, dang. Oh, that's right. You're an hour ahead of the time now. I forgot about that. They're saying, "Hi, hey, mini boss." You like being called the mini boss?
Look, it's on your phone too.
Yeah, I'm watching to make sure I don't crash. But look here. Don't look at the phone. That's late. All right. What do you want to say?
Good night.
Good night. You want to say good night to everyone? Say good night, mobsters.
Good night, lobsters.
No, not lobsters. Mobsters.
Monsters.
No, not monsters either. Mobsters.
Monsters.
Mobsters. Say good night, mobsters.
Good night, monsters.
All right, buddy. Good night. Love you. No. All right. Time for bed. Yeah, he was talking. He was actually talking the other day about being called a mini boss. He's like, "I'm a mini boss." He hasn't been on. He hasn't made it into a video in a while. Dad for a snack. Yeah, they get snacks. We had. I almost didn't stream because I was. I did not want to get pulled away from the TV. So we obviously for those that heard, recruiting bonus. Yes, I need to do a recruiting bonus that needs to be added into the game. For sure. That's something that I've thought about. I just need to. I never could settle on what I wanted the requirements to be to give the bonus and stuff. So that way it wasn't people just signing up accounts and then nothing happening. So like I got to create some kind of check to basically look for people to actually like be playing the game to get a bonus. Oh man, now I lost my train of thought. He was talking about being a mini boss. He hadn't been in the videos in a while. Oh, I almost didn't stream tonight. That's what it was. Hold on. I almost didn't stream because we were so Mariah's gone for the weekend, so it's just us. We had mac and cheese for dinner, completely dad dinner. And then after dinner, we settled in, laid in bed, and we had popcorn, and we were watching the Disney Raya movie for the first time. And that one's a long one. It's not like a quick like hour and like 15 hour and a half movie. It's 2 hours long. And we were about halfway through, and it was really starting to get good, and I didn't want to stop watching it. So I contemplated not streaming just that way I could finish the movie Raya, but here I am. I started it anyway. Consistent activity for 30 days. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I've come up with like different things, like earning so many stats, doing certain activities, so many logins. Like consistent activity is another one. Um, Stuff like that. Um, but then the other thing that always made it where I haven't added it in yet was just the simple fact that there's always been other things that are more important. Basically, since I've relaunched the game, I felt like, and I was gonna try and do it before I launched the game, but um, I ran out of time, and I just finally just decided I had to pull the trigger, and I had to get the game back out there because it had been down for so long. But it was down for so long because I was working two jobs, and I had no time between working two jobs and obviously taking care of the little ones and a wife, trying to have some kind of actual life ourselves. I just had no time to work on it. So a lot of the time while it was shut down, I would go significant amounts of time, months, without even touching the game and working on it while it was down, just because it was just so busy. Um, yeah, yep, yeah, working for a new company, qualifying, yeah. So it'll be something along those lines for recruitment bonus. But since the game launched, it's been pretty much feels like I've just been constantly just putting out fires. There's been one issue after another with the different mechanics of the game, and so like I feel like as soon as I get settled in and I'm like ready to start tackling like some of the fun stuff, like something else kind of arises up as being like a big problem that people are unhappy with, and then I gotta go focus on that. So that's where I've just been constantly getting pulled away from adding in other stuff or new content, is because there's always something going on that's with something of the game that is just like, no, this has got to get changed. This doesn't work. Excuses there. It is excuses. But at the end of the day, I gotta go by priority, and that just keeps going down the list of priority of trying to get a recruitment bonus in when I'm struggling to keep the players that I have in the game. So yes, I want new players coming in, but I got to keep the players I've got. So I had to work on what I had to work on. Yeah, here they're nonsense. I wish. Wait, are you even in this event? I don't think you are you? You're lucky on this event because I was gonna say it. If you were in this event, I wish that I could attack another player just for you. I'll code it in right now to just attack freaking Teflon Don if he was in this event, but no. He is a slacker, big time slacker. All right, all right, everyone's health is doing good. So when I was doing the test runs, which again I keep bouncing from one topic to the next, I keep getting distracted. Was when I was doing my testing, I would find that it was like extremely crucial that before you finish off the last bot, so I'd get all the bots dead besides one. I'd get them to 50 health, and then I'd spend my next attacks healing everyone to 100 or close to 100, because then the agent might make a couple hits in between before I can then finish him off. So I'd heal everyone to 100. A couple might be at 95 or whatever because they got hit a couple times while I was getting everyone to 100 in the meantime, and then I'd start the next wave. and that was crucial. Like that made a difference and made it where you could get through higher waves if you did that. So, but this hasn't needed it. The FBI agents attack way too slow for the amount of people. So their attacking need, I think, needs to be based on how many people are on a team, because that is a big change. Come on over to Cleveland. Don't tempt me. I'll come over to Cleveland. I'll smack you around. You have a good day, Trash. And it's nice seeing four families back in the game, which is good. I'm glad Zarilli is in full force again. Let's see who is in your family now. Sergine's still around. Let's see who's left. So we got Panda, Paper Town, Kitty, Harpy, Chucky, Ragnar, and Nick J. Nick J, that's new. I'll send him an invite. Whenever he plays. A couple people still have medical issues. Gotcha. Why did Sergi? Oh, if he died, it's because the game automatically funnels people out of the streets into the cemetery if they haven't logged in I think a week. But he's not. When you get moved to the cemetery, you don't die. You don't lose stats. You just get moved. It's just basically trying to clear the streets up for the families to see only people who are potentially still playing actively. If you haven't logged in a week, it's not looking like you're playing too actively. So the game automatically just kicks you to the cemetery, and then after I think a month of here, if you haven't logged in, and then it erases you out of the cemetery. Your account isn't gone. It might be 10 days. I'm just spitballing off the top of my head. I can't remember what the actual number was. Um, but after so long, I think it's 30 days for the cemetery, you get bumped out of the cemetery where you can't be seen anymore. But your account's still there. If you ever log back in, you just come back to life. Oh man, that's rough. Dante's there because you killed him. I think, yeah, pretty sure Dante's one a personal friend that I know. I tried getting him into the game, but I don't think it was for him. Hopefully Sergio recovers, but again, like anyone that's in here and they didn't actually die, like they came from the streets, they don't lose any stats. They didn't actually die. They're just set to dead and just move to the cemetery, just to make it where when someone's like looking to see who's in the streets to try and recruit people into their family, they're looking at an active list of people. So they have a shot at getting someone to actually join them. But if this was cluttered with people who weren't logging in anymore, it'd be hard to find people that were playing. Um, so that's all that is. Yep. So whenever he recovers and gets better and he's ready to play again, he'll come back in and he'll just he can come he'll be able to create a new name, or pick a new name, or he can just click the revive button, come back as Sergey Romanov, and nothing will be different for him whatsoever. Um, all the stats will be there untouched. Everything's untouched. Bank, money, everything. It doesn't affect it. It's just moving them out just to clear it up, clean it up. This has gotten, I think, kind of long. Oh no, I think I've read all those. Very true reading. I'm the only family that posted use this as a recruitment, which I'll be changing how this works to make it where it can't be commented on, because you don't want a recruitment post to get basically torched by other people making comments. So that'll get changed to help make it a better recruitment message for people trying to recruit the new players out of the streets. Like I had uh, the one person there, Ragnar. He was actually online. He's a new player, just signed up, and he had emailed me on Jermaine asking me how he got into a family, and I had already actually sent him an invite on Giuseppe, but he logged in the one time and then idled out, and then he hasn't been back since. So that's the trick about these games, and it's not just my game that this happens to. It happens to a lot of games. If people just don't, people give it like 5 minutes, and if it doesn't look interesting to them, then they're out. And it's hard to convey what a game has to offer in only 5 minutes. So I might, eventually, um, maybe on the home screen, I got a couple links to different things down here if you're in the streets and stuff that basically kind of tell you what's going on with the game. I might embed one of my videos, just make like a quick video of like, hey, like a quick, just couple minute video, like this is what the game's about, kind of thing, to try and just get people to at least give it a shot at like learning about the game and what's going on. I thought the name Harpy sounded familiar. I'm pretty sure I know what other name she's gone by too, but I'm not 100% positive. I think she actually joined Catone back like when the game first started. I'm pretty sure she was in Catone at one point, but then she stopped logging in, and I think they got rid of her. What's going on? What's up? What? She was Mad Dolly Adair in CW. Might not be the one I'm thinking of then, because that name doesn't ring a bell. I'm trying. I think I have an idea of even what her real name is too, because I used to. It's the same. It's the person I'm thinking of. I used to talk to her quite a bit, but I'm not positive. But yeah, I mean, hopefully the game grows, and uh, hopefully people enjoy Mafia Omerta more and more as time goes on, and it's more and more fun. Um, I think it will be. I think once I get to adding all this other, like actually being able to focus on adding new content and new stuff into the game, I think it'll really spice up and really make a big difference. So at least I'm pretty sure I'll find it fun. But if not, then I'll know there's a lot of things that I partake in that I find that I learn that is either fun or not fun just by participating in it. Sometimes I think something is going to be great, then I play through it and I was like, wow, that was a complete mess, and I'm instantly like, all right, that's got to change. Ugh. Let's see. Anything else? I think there's anything else I wanted to make sure I covered while I did this video today. Well, I think I covered everything I wanted to make sure I at least covered at a minimum. Do you get more dressed up for these videos? Yes, by a long shot. I haven't missed too many shots, luckily. I've missed a handful. I definitely like that the missed chances decreased down to 5% than 10% though. Um, I think 10% was too much, if it's supposed to be fun and just relaxed version of itself, then you shouldn't miss too often. But I like that it's different and that you could miss. So that way when you get to the competitive event, if you have the stats to just never miss, then it makes the competitive event even more fun because you're never going to miss, whatever the attack might be. But yeah, so Taylor, back to your comment. Yeah, we used to a long time ago. We used to have to dress up like button shirt. Not I didn't need to wear a tie, but a button shirt and like dress slacks and dress shoes. And then we basically got a new CEO and new VPs, and they put a kibosh to that. And basically, like I wear jeans and t-shirts to work every day, and then when it's during the winter, I'll wear like a hoodie. I wear a hoodie around work. So I get dressed up for these videos more than I do for work. You wear a button up? You crazy. I wouldn't want to wear a button up doing that kind of stuff. I don't mind dressing up. Um, I didn't I didn't mind it when I had to, but it can get a little old. I like to not that I can do it. Like I gotta still my t-shirts are like I got a bunch of like company t-shirts that I wear basically. Um, but if I would like to like I would rather wear like my own shirts, my own like fun stuff that I have, which mostly I mean I have goofy shirts. What's your uniform? Oh, jeez. Um, in my everyday life, like I don't typically wear like nicer shirts. I wear shirts with like fun sayings on them, or I wear like a lot of band T-shirts, or like I've got like Ninja Turtles. I used to have a GI Joe one, but that one actually finally got ruined. But just stuff like that. I've got a Mafia Omerta T-shirt that I wear anytime I basically go in a big public place. If I know I'm gonna be around a lot of people, I purposely wear that one. But I needed an update. I needed an updated shirt because that one has the old URL, which does auto direct to this one, but it's it's uh it's longer. It's mafiaomertagame.com for those that are newer. So I'd rather it say mafiaomerta.com, a little bit easier for people to look at a shirt and read and then see. Yeah, band t-shirts are the best. I love band t-shirts. I'd wear a band t-shirt every single day if I could. Now, Mariah hates that. Mariah is not a fan of my choice of clothing because Mariah tends to dress a little nicer, and I dress kind of like a bum. Yeah, white is not really a good idea. I would at least thought it would have been like maybe a black or a dark gray. Probably not black in case you gotta be out in the sun, but like maybe like a gray or something. But white, yeah. Does it have the homepage logo? No. It does not. So it says family, respect, loyalty, and then it has like bullet holes with blood around them is the shirt. I really want to go to a concert real bad. I so bummed. So I had massive student loan debt, and I worked multiple jobs uh, for a long time to help pay for them and get them paid off because they were crippling. Like my monthly payments were in my student loans were more than some people's mortgage. It was more than my mortgage in our last house that we owned. My student loans were higher than my mortgage. So I worked really hard to pay those off. And my whole goal last year, so this was last year, I paid them off in the winter, was I'm gonna pay these off. And I know I don't spend money like at all. Um, I was finally gonna like do something for myself, like go to a concert, and bam, like freaking COVID hits, and I had concerts I had lined up, that I was going to buy tickets for when it got closer, and everything, the world shut down and no more concerts. I was so bummed. I was like, I've been waiting for years and years to finally be able to afford going and like have, and want to go, and freaking COVID. Yeah, go to school is a joke. Going to college is a complete joke. Yeah, people are so much better off with just getting a trade instead of going to school. Now, obviously, there's things that if you're really passionate about, like you should go to school for, but at least in the United States, they push college like it's the end all be all. Like if you don't go to college, like you'll never make it to be anything, and you're a loser and that kind of thing. So everyone goes off to college, and a lot of people get dumb degrees that are pointless. Social life was great. I had a great social life. I loved college. College was a blast, but it was very expensive. I had a lot of fun nights in college. Yeah, see, like Taylor, like you're the exact reason why going to college is a joke. The amount of debt that I had was insane. Like people could completely buy homes with the amount of debt that I had. Yeah, yeah. I mean, a degree. I mean, now there's so many jobs that are like, all right, we need you to have a degree, and we need you to have like 3 years of experience for an entry level job that's gonna pay you like $15 an hour. Like it's the whole education system's completely broken. My degree, yeah, yeah, and you make you make great money, and you don't have any of the debt. Like it's why like counselors were idiots when I was at least when I was a kid in high school, that they didn't push anything else. It was college or nothing. They didn't push trades. They didn't do anything like that. So it was sucked. A lot of people went to college, got dumb degrees. My degree is in electrical engineering. My degree isn't a waste. I didn't mean that, but there are a lot of degrees that are a waste. But it cost me heavily to get that degree. It took me 9 years to pay off my debt, and I mean I was aggressive. It should have taken me like 25, I think, years was what the plan was, like from the loan company that I had loans on to pay them off. But I just wasn't. I couldn't do that because again my loans were more than um a mortgage. It was more than the mortgage for the home that I owned. I was paying more in student loans than I was my own mortgage. Electrician retired. Yeah, yeah. Now they wonder why trades are super expensive. Yeah, because there's no one that can do them. And learning any trade, no matter what, is just so beneficial. Like you can do more. When you can do things with your own hands, you can fix your own stuff. Like so, obviously, if you have any plumbing issues at home, like how to fix them. You don't need to pay someone an expensive amount of money to go and fix that. And the big thing is you get a good paying job and you don't have the college debt. I mean, I could go on and on about how much I hate the whole college system, but that's not a very fun conversation. This is becoming a Debbie Downer really quick. Um, oh, 2 years and 82 and program paid the whole thing. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, it's nice. I didn't have anyone paying mine. My parents were not and are not rich. They didn't pay for my college. I paid for my college myself, and I didn't get grants. I got some. I got some like not grants, but the I forget what they're called. Basically, where you basically win a certain amount of money. I don't think it's a grant. Something else. But I did get some of that to make it a little bit cheaper. But going to an engineering school is extremely expensive. No, not at all. Well, if you can get that brass ring for free, it's that's the ticket right there. So, uh, so definitely like as I get going, I've got some learning to do, but I'm gonna start making also music and stuff for the streams and videos. Um, I have a song for the intro of my videos that I'll eventually get to actually being able to make that an intro to my videos, and then live streaming will have some music because I'd love to be having some music playing, but you can't play copyrighted music for obvious reasons. But music really helps these be a little bit more exciting, even if it's just low in the background. You can just kind of hear it. At least it's just not like dead silence. Um, so that'll make these a lot more fun. Just having some music to be able to jam out to, and then funny things. I got a whole plan for like everything. Nice. Yeah. Getting music for streaming is a pain in the butt, but I think this would make this a lot more fun. Nice. Tired. I can't wait. My goal is in 4 years. In 4 years, I want to be retired for working for someone else because I won't be done working. But I'm hoping within 4 years I can get the game, YouTube, Twitch, whatever, whatever I got going on. I make enough to support myself and my family off of that. That's the goal. I want to be able to run my own business, which this is it, and successfully to a point where I don't need to go to a job and work 40 hours. I'd put 40 hours into this game every week instead. Oh yeah, media and film in college. Yeah, copywriting anything. I mean, holy crap. So when I first made my first video, it was private video. I didn't know what I was doing. I never made a video before. Definitely not on YouTube. I just record and I wanted to screen record, so I did learn how to get the program. I had to use the program. I just had I had a wrestling WWE. I was watching like SmackDown or Raw, like just some of the matches that had happened that I missed on TV, and I just had that on the screen, and I did a private video, and I still got struck for copyright somehow. I'm like, it was like a 5-minute video, maybe 10 minutes at most, of me just recording screen, me just talking over the video of, I was watching wrestling on my screen and just trying to test it out, see how it worked, how my voice came through, and I still got struck. Like copyright is a pain in the ass, but I know there's some workarounds you can do. Basically, do remixes and stuff, and in the remix you can use stuff from music or movies or whatever, and if you remix it then you can use it and it's fair game because it's a new entity because you remix it. But there's also rules to remixing. You got to remix it a certain way, change octaves, I think, is one of the rules. There's more. I gotta do more research. I started doing the research on it, but um that's what I'm gonna, what I gotta start doing in the next couple months, working on these things. But I've got this game obviously, that I'm working tirelessly on, but I've got two other games, two other browser text-based games that I'll be creating. I can't make money on it by selling it, but I can use it in my videos, and my videos could still be monetized if you remix it. Yeah, I saw some, and I obviously I've seen it been done, and like I did some research and read up on like remixing stuff to the point of where you use it. But there was a game that I used to play on my phone. It was called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and I played that for a while. And there was a YouTuber that I followed, and he remixed songs and he remixed quotes and stuff from in movies and stuff, like big like Star Wars stuff. And he was also a lawyer, and he knew he was okay on copyright, and he never got flagged. And all his videos, every single one of his videos, has remixed content from either big Star Wars franchise movies or music songs, and it's completely fine. Night, Ron, or Anthony DeNaro. I keep switching back and forth between calling people their name and their game name. Good night. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be ending the stream here shortly. It's starting to kind of die off. I'm getting tired. It's almost 10 o'clock, and for me, that's usually my bedtime during the week. So I'll probably be calling it a night as well here in just a little bit. I know, and I know Blazing's really tired. But yeah, Blazing, like you can still monetize if you do it, but but again, there's like rules to how you can do it. Like you gotta, like one video I came across and was researching was like you basically had to change it like 2 octaves. That was one of the things. You had to change a couple octaves, and then you had to chop it up and stuff like that. Thanks, Chris. It was good seeing you, man. Yeah, I keep pushing forward. It's getting there. Plans in the morning, 3 a.m. Jeez. Well, do that. I appreciate you being here, Blazing, but you didn't have to be. I know it's late for you. But this is unfortunately for you. Like this is the time that I'm going to be streaming is this at night because I gotta wait for my kids to go to bed. Um, so but yeah, and then plus I mean I started at what 8:15, so it's 9:15. I mean it's been like about an hour and 45 minutes, and this is hard to sit here and talk for that long, basically straight. Because if I'm silent, then then the stream it just seems dead and quiet because it's not like there's other voices to be heard. So I gotta keep talking. So that's why I keep drinking water because my voice is starting to go. It's doing that shift. So well, that's good. But then you gotta try and shift your life to work around and then have weekends with friends and family. I used to work nights when I first got out of college. I didn't get a oh, cat. Um, I didn't get a career job when I first went out. I worked in a Pepsi plant when I first graduated college, and it was a night shift. We would build the product that would get delivered to the stores the next day. It was an interesting job. It was definitely different, But I also had that job during the summers. My dad and brother both worked there, and then my brother's younger than me, but I'd work there. I started working there once I was 18, so every summer in between college, I would work there, and then when I graduated, I went there because I had no other job. So I had no experience, and the job crunch was already starting to happen, where it was hard for people getting out of college to actually find a job with their degree. So I started there, and then I also had, so that was one job. And then I got a day job on top of that, and I was a customer service representative for a paintball company, like paintball, like the sport paintball. I was a customer service rep for a big company, and it was like perfect timing because when I left to the company that I work for now, I kind of got a career job in my field. Um, they weren't mad that I was leaving because they actually just got sold as I was leaving. Like I put in my notice, and in within my 2 weeks notice, the company got bought out by a competitor, and then all of them were losing their jobs. So the people that I worked for weren't upset. They were a little bit at first, but in the end they weren't, um, because it didn't matter. Everyone was losing their jobs, unfortunately. But yeah, so I know the night shift, but my night shift isn't too bad. Uh, Summers are crazy, so it'd be Miss Paintball. No, not Miss Paintball. What the hell? Oh, you miss paintball. I thought you were calling me like Miss Paintball. I thought you were trying to insult me. And I'm sure you're gonna turn around and say, yeah, that's what you meant. But yeah, I miss paintball. I haven't played paintball in a very long time. And unfortunately, while I worked there and I had discounted paintballs and all sorts of stuff, I never played because I didn't have money. Um, that job was not a career job. I made nothing, so I couldn't even pay my loan payments at that point. But it would have been fun to be able to take advantage of that. Yeah, that's what I thought when I first read that. That's what I thought you meant. You're delirious. But it's so funny. So right before I left, because I wanted to play paintball, I had my parents like for Christmas, like they asked what I wanted. I ended up getting like decked out, like all paintball gear, head to toe, a brand new mask, like top of the line paintball mask, paintball jersey, the paintball actual pants, paintball gloves, decked out completely, like everything, like head to toe, like I was like a competitive, like pro paintball gear, like it was top of the line stuff that the pros play, and I got the whole get up. I put it on after I got it for Christmas, took a picture, and I haven't worn it since. It's in the basement of the house I'm in now, but I like that's one thing that I'm looking forward to. I actually at my when we move into the next house, one of my goals is to build a paintball field in the back in the woods. Yeah, yeah, that's what I used to wear when I was a kid. I didn't have any of that stuff, but I figured while I worked at the company, I get a huge discount on the stuff. I bought like the best of the best stuff. But yeah, I miss paintball. We used to play all the time as kids. Definitely one of the cooler sports that you could possibly do. All right, yeah, it's about 10 o'clock. Let me wrap this up. Yeah, I got 25 minutes for my next attack. You're never too old. Stop. Put up a now streaming notice in game when you're on. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Um, and yeah, I should figure out where. Anyway, so But yeah, that's a good idea to get more people in here because I mean I did send out an email, but people may have forgotten because I sent it out this morning. Because what do we got right now? There's 6 people on the stream, and then there's 10 people in the game. So there might be people that may have joined in on the stream compared to who's online, but maybe not. They might not care to join a stream, which is it's totally fine. I wouldn't take it personally. Uh, but I figured this is something fun to do. We can talk about the game, talk about different things, talk about life, like what we were just talking about, just chit chatting. You guys can get to know me. I can get to know you guys. Build some online friendships. Good night, Blazing. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna wrap it up. I need to go help my oldest there with something. He wasn't going to bed, so I gotta go help him, and then and then relax for the night. So, alrighty. Well, thanks for joining my stream. Thanks for chatting with me, and I hope you guys had fun. And like I said, I'll keep doing these during the events because that gives us something to talk about, something to kind of focus on in the gameplay. The fun event with the attacks every hour makes it kind of hard. Oh, there's no code for this. No code. Sorry. But so I don't know if I'll do fun events if the attack is going to be so long, but it depends. I mean, if more people show up, then once people start chatting, it went really quickly, and it was a lot of fun. So it might be something that if enough people show up, then it doesn't the event doesn't need to be exciting. I'm sorry you're sad, but I didn't set up a code or anything for this. Just something fun. But I'll probably make a video next week at some point that will have a code just for you. Might even name it after you. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for playing Mafia Omerta. Thank you for supporting me and the game and everything that I'm trying to put out there for you guys. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a good weekend. Take care.